Hello and welcome to Industry Conversation, a segment on Marked and Edge on TV where we have interactions with distinguished personalities who have made great impact in the business of brand management. Today we are at O2 Academy where we're speaking with the provost of the institution, Mr. Ozon Mbanefo. You're welcome to Industry Conversation.
Thank you for having me.
And congratulations, we heard the good news, but you tell us more, in terms of how much impact it will make in the industry. But first, before we get into that aspect, how would you define or describe the importance of creative education and training for the ad industry in Nigeria?
As a matter of fact, the way I like to put it is that it is only information that causes transformation. Anywhere you don't have information and constant improvement in human capacity, things don't change. So, and for the creative industry, I think the only way we can play strongly and compete globally on the global stage is when we are constantly training, reinventing, and helping more people become in tune with the global practice. So, and it can only get better when we make people better. Yeah.
Okay, so in terms of policies, earlier I said congratulations. I'm yet to, veil the reason why I'm, saying congratulations to you. But it's something related to government, approving your school in some way. But in terms of policy, what would you advocate for the federal government to do in terms of enhancing the level of training that you offer at O2 Academy?
Honestly speaking, this is something I've been itching, to voice out because let's think about it. The only way people can earn better is when they learn better. And for a government that is promising a better tomorrow for Nigerian youth, I think it's right time they begin to look at capacity building, especially in the creative field. Because, truth be told, an average Nigerian youth is creative, yes. And when this creativity is nurtured and given the right tools to work with, yeah, I mean, you will be shocked with what result it will provide and, deliver for the economy. That's the truth.
Okay, it is good you made mention of the need for government to harness the inherent capacities of youth. But I would like to get your assessment of the Nigerian creative economy at the national level.
I always put it this way: we are not where we want to be, and we are not where we used to be, because Nigeria today is beginning to play on the global stage, especially in the music industry and also the film industry, Nigerian home videos. Yeah, but the advertising sector still have a long way to go in terms of creating work that will speak on the global stage. So for me, I think there's still room for improvement. And just like I said, we're not where we want to be, but we're not where we used to be.
Okay, can you say the same for Lagos State, where your school currently is being situated, and where most of your clientele, are drawn from?
Lagos, when we say Lagos, Lagos is Nigeria. So if we are saying anything about Nigeria, you and I know that 75 to 80% of the stakeholders, and the populace, yeah, resides in Lagos. It's actually Lagos is where everything is happening. So everything I've said is really about Lagos and Nigeria. Yeah.
Okay, now we saw that the federal government recently, approved the ACON bill, the Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria bill, and that came also with a good news for you. You being approved as an examination center, and you can also issue certification, diploma certification, to your trainees. What does it portend for the advertising industry and for your institution?
First of all, I must say a very big kudos to the APCON authorities. Yeah, the guys in the leadership spheres of APCON, I think they know what they're doing. Especially when you have a very experienced industry expert, being at the head of affairs. I tell you, is a breath of fresh air because he understands the industry and he has a clear direction on what he wants to do with the industry. And when we got the news that, look, we've been accredited to function as an APCON accredited examination center. First of all, I felt very proud of my country, because the part of recognizing that you are doing something right and empowering you to do more. In fact, when that recognition came, I knew someone is watching and someone is actually seeing the truth about what Auto Academy is doing. And what they told us is that they've watched us for years and they've seen how we have consistently delivered and capacity building for the past 15 years. And that it was on that premise that the regulation decided to make us an APCON examination center and at the same time giving us approval to now award PDA certification to our graduates. Meaning when a person comes through Auto Academy and writes the PDA exam in our center, that is Auto Academy, the person gets awarded the PDA certification. And of course, that authorizes you to practice as a certified advertising practitioner. So for us, it's a welcome development and is a sign to show that someone is watching and someone who is also in tune with what is happening in the industry is watching. And for us, it's inspiring because we to whom much is given, much is expected.
Okay, so where does this leave, alumni of your institution, those that have, left the...
Okay, because we asked that question when we got that accreditation. It's pretty simple. As an alumni that has received the TBE, because our certification before is Total Brand Experience. Now, anybody who wants to upgrade to the new ARCON, former ARCON,
Yes.
and present ARCON PDA certification will have to sit in for the ARCON examination, which is happening at Auto Academy Examination Center, because now we are an APCON examination center.
Yes.
So when you sit in for that exam, and of course you pay your examination fee, you get your certification on the day of induction.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Is there some form of bridging course for those that...
Exactly.
Okay.
So there's always going to be a 1-week refresher program.
Okay.
Yeah. Because they already, don't also forget, they are already trained. So the refresher program is to sharpen their memory on some of the things they already know to the standard of the ARCON certification. And of course, they write the exam a week after. And the examination takes about 4 to 5 days. Yeah, at O2 Academy.
Okay, so what other plans does O2 Academy have in terms of harnessing these opportunities that this has, clearly brought to the fore?
Yes, and I said earlier, to whom much is given, much is expected. Now we geared up 100% to really serve the industry at a higher level. And we are going to be exploring other courses, beyond the courses we now offer, so that we can touch every aspect of marketing communication. So in the areas of even media buying, even experiential, in fact, the entirety of marketing communications now is in place, is now going to be courses that we will be offering, not just only in the creative advertising industry and brand management and strategy or digital marketing. We are going to be venturing into every other aspect of marketing communications because the government eyes is on us. So now we can't afford not to give anything beyond 100 and over 100.
Okay, let's talk a bit about skill enhancement and all that, which your school clearly does. What would you advocate for the federal government to do in terms of human capacity building?
To be honest with you, there's a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of work to be done. It is not something to be proud of when you hear that the universities have been on strike for months and nothing is happening. You know, to a very selfish person that is doing the kind of thing we're doing, will be happy because most of these undergraduates are coming to, we're getting more people into the academy. But I'm not happy about it because I'm passionate about capacity building in general. I just want people to be more informed so that they can transform. Yeah, so the government needs to do something. They needs to do something. There's a need for a better structure that will help the Nigerian education system. If not, it is a time bomb waiting to happen. And when it happens, it's going to go out of, of proportion. And that's not what we want to see. Yeah.
Clearly not. You spoke about structure and the academic, environment in Nigeria. And one thing that comes to mind is that we've seen clearly that the level of graduate, the quality of graduate that has been chunked out of the universities are not really able to, perform well in terms of giving value to in real life. And we've seen that your academy has sort of improved on that in terms of giving skills to these young ones. What more can private institutions like yourself do in terms of improving human capacity?
You see, one of the things that gave birth to O2 Academy is the gap we noticed between the town and gown. And when we say town and gown, we mean the universities, that is the gown, and the town, which is the industry. An average graduate from a Nigerian university does not have chances. In fact, the chances of him or her getting a job is 10 to 15%. Why? Because most of the things they study in school is obsolete. And not just being obsolete, there are no practicals that can give them the opportunity to practicalize or practice what they have learned in school. So you find out that when they come out of school, it's more like, I do not have anything to offer. And employers are not interested in certificates. In fact, I like to put it this way: employers are interested in certificates. They're interested in what you know how to do, the return on investment. They want the business to grow from the knowledge you have acquired in school. And when they come out of school, they don't have that knowledge, that practical knowledge. It becomes almost like the employer is trying to do them a favor. And that is why most young people don't get a job. So we saw that gap and we decided, look, you know what? We will begin to bring practical training where we invite industry experts to come and train. In O2 Academy, we call it the admin training admin. Admin making admin. So you have people, working professionals who come in from office to show you what is being done this week in the office, because information is constantly changing. So what you know today, tomorrow can be obsolete. So the school equips people with recent knowledge that will help them provide recent solutions to businesses. And that is what has helped the academy. Because you also find out that recruitment from the academy is also working, because these guys know they are the ones that train these people. So it's like, you know the food you cook, and that's why you can allow your relative to come and buy from your restaurant. So they know they are the ones that train these people. So they recommend, when their offices wants to hire, they come to hire from us. And that has worked perfectly for us, because on graduation, 75 to 80% of our graduates get jobs because they're being trained by professionals, and these same professionals recommend them for employment. And that has been working pretty well. So if we get more support from the government, especially with something like this that we have received, that's really big time encouraging. Like we always say, it's not about the money. We need the money, but the money is not the most important thing. At least that recognition. So for me, we appreciate the federal government for accepting to have us deliver as a professional training, federal government certified training center that can now give a professional certification to people who pass through the school. For us, that's everything. Then we can now take it from here to expansion and making amends to see that we deliver on everything that is needed. And that's it for us.
So congratulations against that, but I would like you to hint more on the kind of courses that you offer at your institution.
Yes, Auto Academy offer courses ranging from digital marketing, marketing strategy, content creation, copywriting, art direction, that is design, and of course, content concept origination. And we also offer courses in the School of Media, film, cinematography, filming, video editing, and sounding design. Yeah, sound design. Sorry. So these are some of the courses that we offer, and of course,
And marketing.
Yes, sales and marketing generally. So these are the courses that we offer.
Okay, so what kind of students are you expecting to come to Uto Academy?
Okay, so we have two segments. We have for the working professionals and for undergraduates, yeah, guys who want to come into the industry. For those who wants to come into the industry, the lectures happen weekdays, yeah, because these guys, they have the time within the week, so they come in Mondays and Tuesdays. But for the lectures, for the sessions and the courses we run for working professionals, they come in only on Saturdays, full time on Saturdays. And we have people from different corporations, businesses. In fact, we even have business owners who come in. And recently, we have people from Lagos State Communication and Strategy unit. They came in for the training. So we even have companies sending their staff. We've had some multinationals sending about 10 of their staffs, for the training. And they got good value, because it is the value that gets them to communicate to other people that brings other people in. Yeah. So that's it.
Okay. In terms of the results and value you just mentioned, I understand that at the final stage, they always come up to pitch for events. Can you clearly hamp on, the entire event and in terms of the impact it has on the industry?
The pitch is one very powerful trade secret we use in O2 because we found out that 75 to 80% of what you have been taught belongs to the instructor. Only 20% belongs to you.
Okay.
But when you practice, 70% of what you practice becomes yours. That's why they say practice makes for what? Practice makes for improvement. Yeah, practice doesn't make perfect. I always say that when people say practice makes perfect, is a lie. Because if you're perfect, you'll be in heaven. Nobody is perfect. So practice makes improvement. So we use that pitch to get people to practicalize what they have learned. So towards their graduation, like a week to their graduation, we get a real brand. And the students work on that real brand, build that brand. Sometimes they even come up with logo ideas, corporate identity manual, come up with brand strategy, market research, consumer insights, understanding of the market and everything. And they create content that will help bring return on investment for the brand. And they present it to the clients in front of the judges. So on that day, we have judges, top industry experts. They come in and listen to the teams because we put them in teams. In fact, when the students come in, the first 3 weeks, by the third week, we put them in teams. So they work as smaller advertising agency units. So in that, you have a digital marketer, a content creator, a concept originator, you have the art director, you have the copywriter, everybody, the marketing manager, everybody in the same team. Now competing with the other teams to create the same brief, work on the same brief. that is being given by a real client. And at the end, we announce the winning team. And you know the beauty of it. Sometimes the client gets to use the ad. In fact, we've had real multinational brands come into O2. I won't mention their names. And they utilize the work done by the students. And we do that free. We don't charge money for that because we are not an advertising agency. But what we do is we have them support the academy and give back so that it can help in the logistics and all the things that we'll use in creating, that pitch. And that's what has been helping the graduation of the students. And it comes out very nice and beautiful and effective.
I must say congratulations to you again,
Thank
sir. But
you.
before I let you go, tell us more about Ozon Mbanefo.
Oh, well, I like to put it this way. I'm an enemy of the ordinary. I'm very uncomfortable with the status quo, and I love to organize things in a disorganized way.
Clearly so. I've seen that. Congratulations again to you, sir.
Thank you very much.
I will look forward to more milestones.
Awesome. Awesome.
So that's
Thank
it on Marketing Edge on TV. Do well to join us same time next week for another interesting time. I'm Ugali Abikele Mafuru. See you again.